Those lines, are those written or improv?
Those were mostly improvised.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most heartwarming tales from the set of Wicked that give us all the more reason to be obsessed with this iconic movie musical.
It was an immediate no-brainer for Cynthia and I. We both were like, well, of course we're singing live.
Number 10. Anything for the piercings. Historically, you might be used to prosthetic noses or chins on witches in film and TV. While Wicked resorts to no such stereotypes, prosthetics were a huge part of actress Cynthia Erivo's makeup for Elphaba, specifically for her ears.
My ears? Well, see, because my ears are covered in piercings, right? Instead of taking out all the piercings, we put prosthetic over it so that it covers up my ear.
You may have noticed the star donning a number of stunning earrings during the press tour for the film. It was for those piercings that the Wicked team created a shell to save our heroine the trouble of having to take her jewelry off every time.
So my ear is underneath the ear. Yeah, that's my real ear.
It will hurt you when you're taking it off.
It won't hurt me when I take it off.
If you have even just a few piercings, you'll know how brilliant an idea this was.
I have found myself getting really protective of her. Everything from the freckles that she has to the boots that she wears, and I'm really particular about it because I know what this person represents and what I want to say with her.
Number 9. An old friend. Unless you're an eagle-eyed equine specialist, you probably didn't notice that Jonathan Bailey rides the same horse in both Bridgerton and Wicked.
You know, Fiero has a horse, he has a steed, and I knew there was only one man for the job, and that was Jack, the horse that I worked with in Bridgerton.
What you might have picked up on, however, is how perfectly in sync he was with his furry friend. Their obvious bond is exactly why Bailey was so particular about bringing his former castmate, named Jack, along for the musical ride. In fact, Bailey recommended the steed the very first day he met director John M. Chu.
He's a sentient being, and he's very present and calm when you need him to be.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, hopefully, you know.
As if we needed any more reasons to fall head over heels in love with this man.
Is this how you go through life? Just running amok and trampling anyone in your path?
No. No. Sometimes I'm asleep.
Number 8. Don't forget the souvenirs. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo spent the past few years of their lives dedicating themselves to Wicked. Along the way, they picked up some souvenirs.
They're stealing stuff on set, but they don't think I know.
Did somebody take any postcards here?
I stole.
We stole.
This included Glinda's wand and Elphaba's broom, the latter of which now graces Erivo's wall.
Well, the thing is, I got really used to like how to hold it and how to catch it if I needed to.
But she can catch a broom. It can be anywhere.
But I think I just got really
fabulous.
attached to it. I sort of like understood it.
They also snuck away more commonplace items like books, cardigans, and a ton of snow globes from the sound of it. Most surprisingly, the Thank You Next singer took home a pair of Erivo's prosthetic ears and, quote, a piece of Johnny Bailey, which she couldn't say more about without spoiling part 2. We can't blame the stars for one moment. If we were in their shoes, we'd be pilfering all kinds too.
Look what I found.
Yeah, my pile of things that I'm stealing.
Nice to see you.
I'm excited to attempt to get through airport security with this. I will take one. You can't. I don't think I'll be stopped.
Number 7. Songbirds Unite. Director John M. Chu left no stone unturned in bringing the Wicked set to life as realistically as possible. The Enchanted Forest was created with real flora and attracted actual fauna, too.
We have an enchanted forest built, so it was real. But there's real biochemistry in there. So the plants that are real, and it's wonderful. So birds made homes in our set. So when I would sing, they would start singing.
In an interview, Erivo shared that by the time they were filming in the forest, there were birds living in nooks and crannies. It seems the only reason anyone found out is because when she'd sing, the birds would join in.
I thought it was like a sound. I thought Simon had like played something. I thought someone was playing a track. So I thought it was like not real. And then I would stop and they would stop.
It's a pity their background vocals didn't make the final cut, but they sure created magic on set. Mother Nature must be a Cynthia stan.
Every time she would start singing, they would sing again. That was amazing. It was like they understood the magic that was happening in the space.
Number 6. Defying expectations. Gravity wasn't the only thing Ariana Grande was defying for Wicked. She destroyed preconceived notions about her pop star status and the doubts that came with it through the sheer passion she had for the project.
If this is really happening and if they are going to start seeing people for it, I just want to be so prepared. I want to take all of the acting lessons, all of the singing lessons. I want to train my voice to become coloratura soprano, like legit opera. I have to honor this the way that it requires.
Everyone had to audition for this movie, including Grande.
You know, she had maybe a higher bar than everyone else because she has such a public persona, and I really didn't want it to overshadow this role of Glinda. I wanted to find Glinda.
As someone who's long since been outspoken about wanting to portray Glinda, Grande put her heart and soul into all 5 of her auditions, even going in barefaced upon request. Even the director, who initially wanted to cast lesser-known actors in the leading roles, had no choice but to recognize her talent.
Hey, what if you came back and just didn't have any of your makeup? I did not know how that would go over. Not even a question. She came in and did that, and I saw her in a totally new light that I'd never seen her in.
Number 5, multitasking extraordinaires. Jonathan Bailey is arguably one of the busiest men in Hollywood right now.
You are the bane of my existence. And the object of all my desires.
That's great news for us, but it must be unbelievably hectic for him. While making Wicked, he was simultaneously filming for Bridgerton and Fellow Travelers. So when he wasn't swooning over Kate Sharma, he was dancing through life and into Hawk Fuller's arms. It's a testament to his massive talent, especially with how strikingly different the 3 roles are from one another. Similarly, Bowen Yang, who plays Fanny, also divided his time between London and New York to do Wicked and SNL at the same time. Huge props to both actors.
Lauren was like, you can't miss shows. I was like, totally, King. I understand. I won't do it. And so I let the dream go. I was like, oh, I was almost in Wicked. That would have been so fun. And then Ari picked up the phone and called him. And then he was like, okay, sure. He's an Arianator, apparently.
Number 4, Glinda's Suite. The dream space that was Glinda's suite, which she shares with Elphaba in Wicked, may have been larger than life, but in reality was quite cramped.
Oh, I saved you some space, by the way.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
Despite being crafted with incredible attention to detail and the utmost care, it proved rather challenging to film in. For some scenes that called for top-down shots, the roof of the room had to be completely removed.
We did a couple of times remove things like the roof of the set so we could do bed shots. And we poked our crane through a couple of times through the front door and the balcony door.
Not even the director had a spot to monitor the scenes. So he did what any committed professional would do, supervise from under the bed.
We find the spaces, we find the nooks and crannies that we work into our choreography, our blocking, our camera work.
Unfortunately, Chu wasn't the most inconspicuous in his hiding spot, which we can only imagine broke the cast a few too many times. Number 3, honoring the OGs. Grande has described the movie as a love letter to not only the original musical, but also its cast, which we think sums it up perfectly.
And with an assist from me to be who you'll be, instead of dreary who you were, well, are. There's nothing that can stop you from becoming popular. Lar.
The singer's biggest goal, perhaps, was making her Broadway counterpart Kristen Chenoweth proud.
She came backstage into my dressing room and said, I want to play Glinda, in her same voice she has now. And I said in my same voice, and you will.
Chenoweth, for her part, advised Grande to put her own spin on the character, later saying in an interview that Grande did just that. Cynthia Erivo also reached out to the original Elphaba, Idina Menzel, as soon as she was cast.
After you sing the film, that voice note, I still play it sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I saved mine too.
I saved the voice notes and I play them a lot. I meant it. I know, I think it meant a lot.
In response, she was told to, quote, be everything she needed to be and enjoy the experience. The pair were so touched by their forerunners, they insisted on involving them in the new movie, giving us a cameo for the ages.
You know, the family from 20 years ago, like, here.
We were the originals.
Yeah, don't forget about us. It was us first.
Number 2, all the improvised moments. Successfully improvising in a musical so beloved and of such caliber can be no easy feat.
We would do a take that was very what's written on the page, and then he would just say, you know, play and see whatever we would do, just do it. and that was really fun.
Yet Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo pull it off with ease, and in the best moments of the film, no less. From Galinda's sky-high kick in Popular to Elphaba's comforting wink in Defying Gravity, there's no shortage of improv moments adorning this movie.
On every camera take, like John M. Chu, the director, a wonderful director, was like, now do one just for fun, now do one just you. Like, there's something that you would say like off the cuff at an ad lib, and I was like, okay, if you want. And then this man pulled a fast one on me. He used every single ad lib.
Apparently, the scene where Galinda has her fairy godmother moment, flicking her wand to give Elphaba a new outfit, took 5 hours to shoot because Grande kept making it funnier each time.
It is my heart's desire to become a sorceress. Seriously? I need to lie down.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Live musical chops. This one will elevate your respect for our leading ladies up by about 1,000 notches. Both stars sang completely live for the entirety of the film. Yes, that includes when Erivo is levitating for Defying Gravity, held up by harnesses.
To the western sky, has someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly.
Has that ever happened in a movie before?
And also when Grande spun from the chandelier with nothing but core strength supporting her. Even Jonathan Bailey, who did his own stunts, sang his parts.
Dancing through life, mindless and careless. Make sure you're awareness when you're dancing through life. And I just had a vision.
Regardless of how demanding their scenes got, it was deeply important to Grande and Erivo that they connected with the live aspect of musical theater. The atmosphere on set was so emotionally charged from their vocals that it often left the crew in tears. Well, at least now we don't feel so bad for crying in the theater.
No wizard that there is or was is ever gonna bring me.
What was your favorite song and dance number in Wicked? Sound off in the comments. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.